Welcome to Wednesday Insights. Take a quiet moment to receive the message of this insight and to reflect on its meaning in your life. Too clever to wake up. This is such an intriguing phenomenon that I continue to meet no matter where TRI takes me. I'm really curious about it and continue to deepen myself in the research of it, both in my own inner world and in the worlds I'm privileged to meet in others. It is one of the most difficult prisons to free self from, as we simply cannot see the deception. On a scale of risk behaviors from 1 to 10, it's an 11. It has been given many names in the TRI identification process with clients. The smart one, the I know it all one, the articulate one, the perfect one. It expresses itself uniquely in each journey and is eloquently woven into a web of patterns surviving on what is known. If we would ask the pattern, it would say, I am thriving, not surviving. The pattern is so well written, why even consider rewriting it? What is so profound about it is that it learns to speak the language of consciousness at an impressively fast pace, which makes it difficult to spot and even more difficult to transform. It sounds amazing, just like poetry in motion. It is easy to get drunk in its captivating energy. I have worked with many, from correctional centers to boardrooms, that live in this intriguing expression and paradox. A fascinating dance between the conscious and the unconscious. One thing is what we can speak effortlessly. Another is what we can translate and deeply connect to as we live it in daily practice. This is where the real test is in the awakening process. The ultimate test in humility, which opens us to fully plug in and do the work that grants us freedom. Freedom from the bondage of our patterns. We simply cannot wing it. We will get caught out. I have witnessed the highs and lows in the spectrum of the clever ones, the articulate ones, the know-it-all ones. An incredible light shining so bright, but just for a moment, till I sink back into the comfort of the pattern again, every inch of greatness swallowed, and only the shadow of self-destruction is left. Do you recognize it too? I'm thinking about the early days of COC education. I'm thinking in particular on one of the student coaches back then. It was incredibly impressive to witness his ability to dot connect the concepts and weave across the full spectrum of tools offered in the Responsible Individual Manual and Toolkit. He was fluent in the language within 6 months and was guiding his first clients through the process, and they loved it. And then suddenly he disappeared for 6 months. He had defaulted to his old behaviors again, once again drowning in his drug addiction. I remember how devastated the other student coaches were. They were all so invested in changing their behaviors, and they worried how the conduct of this one rogue student coach impacted their reputation in the correctional center. A little note to us all. Let us not fool ourselves by thinking, this is just a prison story, and that it doesn't apply to you and to me. Well, maybe you're not defaulting to weed, tick, or meth when you get hijacked by old behavior. There are, however, a wide range of comfort zones and drugs, easily accessible to all of us. TV as a drug, food as a drug, alcohol, cell phones, sex, you name it. Let's be honest. Which ones do we take to an extreme? It has been such an incredible learning curve for me to both connect to the importance of giving space for the full spectrum of a journey, understanding that every season has meaning, also the defaults. They are important gateways to our healing, and at the same time to guide the student in me towards fully participating in this journey of awakening, to show up for the teaching, to be in the dance between the conscious and the unconscious, to learn to catch myself, and as David White, the poet, would say, allow myself to be humiliated. And the journey will humiliate us. It will crack us open, bring us to our knees. Life has a profound way of facilitating exactly what we need. Sometimes fellow travelers on the journey ask me, will we ever be completely free of our patterns? My reflection is that the journey is about holding both, being human and being essence. It's good medicine for my own clever one to see me stumble once in a while. It is humbling when the human in me embraces that I'm never quite done getting there. I will always remain a student, always on a pilgrimage. Let's take a good look in the mirror. Are you ready to have the conversation with yourself and the part of you that thinks it knows? Are you ready to enroll yourself for an awakened leadership journey? Are you ready to be the student again? Are you ready to be humiliated? Are you ready to be vulnerable? Are you ready to empty yourself? Are you ready to meet yourself and to finally be yourself?